Why not you? Why not you? Why not me? That's the question that has been going through my mind for the past few days. Why not me? And it's coming out of understanding that sometimes we are striving for a particular goal, or we have a particular goal in mind, and we might look at someone else who we see could be further along in that goal, and we aspire to get some semblance of what of the success that we perceive that they're experiencing, right? We look, we see they're successful, we say, okay, this looks great. We love how we see life unfolding for a particular person. We are encouraged by it in many ways, but I think that there are times in which we're a little bit discouraged, and sometimes we may not we might feel a little bit embarrassed to say that we're actually discouraged, or maybe we don't even recognize that we are discouraged for whatever reason. And but it shows up subconsciously in our actions. So when we think about, maybe you're on a YouTube journey like I am. I'm new to YouTube. Today is, I'm not even sure actually, but we're nearing the end of the 30-day visibility challenge, in which we were posting for 30 days, for 30 days in a row consistently. So we're nearing the end of that. And so, very, very proud of myself, and I'm very, very proud of everyone that I'm in the group with that has done their best to push themselves forward, to become visible, to overcome their fears of being on camera. That was one of the biggest things that stopped me from doing it a long time ago, is the fear of being on camera and all of the different thoughts surrounding that. So really, really proud of myself for getting this far. However, then different questions of what's next. What's next? And I have a very, very, very strong, a very, very strong motivation to go forward, to push forward, and to take this further than the challenge. This isn't just a 30-day challenge for me or some type of experiment only. I want to take it further. I am taking it further, right? However, I cannot say that I don't still battle some of those thoughts that come into my mind. And maybe you have these thoughts too, where, like I say, you look at someone else and you see their success and you're proud of them, you're happy for them. Heck, you want it for yourself. However, you start to think, could that ever be me? Could that ever be me? Will I get there? Will I get there? It's one of those things that is just one of the thought patterns that come to mind when you're starting out with something. And I just want to suggest that for me, one of the ways that I am trying my best to reverse that and to transmute that energy into something more positive is to say, why not me? Why not me? And to really start to examine, well, Keisha, why does your mind even go there? Why even go there? Why is this doubt? Why does the doubt creep in? Why is it that we can't just stay on that level of you can do it, you can do it, you can do it? And I also try to be patient with myself to say, well, it's also natural to feel this way. It is natural to feel this way. And also to kind of level set myself, like just bring it back to basics and say, this is still all very new, still all just learning. Everyone's doing the best that they can. I'm doing the best that they can. And to not let different thoughts and doubt creep into your mind. And it's very easy for that to happen. It's very, very, very easy for that to happen. It's very easy for all of us to start gathering evidence on why it could not be you succeeding at something, rather than you saying to yourself, it can be me. It can be me. And I'm here to just reinforce you know what? It can be you too. It can be you as well. And so I get it. I get it. All the different thoughts come into mind. Did I wait too long? Did I, is this thing, are things getting more complicated? Like, and many of you know, especially, as new content creators, we know that, rules are changing. There's going to be an increase in watch hours necessary to become monetized, and all of these different changes with YouTube. And that's, you can get into a loop of watching different videos that will feed into the fear mongering rather than the ability to say, okay, this is happening, this is where I am, this is where I'm starting, instead of thinking about all of the difficulties and all of the potential complications. How about we start to focus on, well, what is going well, right? But sometimes that is hard. That is hard. And when you're at a place where you're just like, will it ever happen for me? Those are the thoughts that come to your mind. Will it ever happen for me? Could it be me? Does that only happen to some people? I'm here today to say, don't allow those thoughts to impede you. Do not actually gaslight yourself for negativity, because that's actually what's going on when we do that. And then it literally turns into potentially self-sabotaging yourself when you're doing well. Just the fact that we take the time, specifically if I'm talking about new creators like myself. But honestly, it's not just about YouTube. It's about anything you want to do. If you've taken the steps to even start doing something, you've already been very successful in many senses of the word. Like, I can feel all of the differences that and changes just within myself, from getting on camera, sharing my feelings, sharing more about myself, sharing ways in which I want to be encouraging to others. Hopefully, it's my goal that for the most part, all of my videos, messages, just anything that I'm communicating, that it's on a positive wavelength for the most part, to help motivate people, encourage people, and help them understand that they're more than their circumstance. And so I cannot say that I don't need that for myself as well. I do my best to talk myself up about it. I think it's very, very helpful that you have people also around you that you can talk to about it, that you can share and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling, these are my concerns, things like that. And I've shouted her out before, and I'm going to continue to do so. My wonderful accountability partner and friend in the challenge, Connie, she has been that person for me. And in general, the group at large, like the general group, we have held a space when we get together to be able to express ourselves, which our coach Renee has allowed us to do. So we appreciate that as well. So it has been just a great help to be in a group where we can actually talk about these things. We can actually express our feelings about what's going on, how things are going, and just how we are developing throughout this process. And I am forever grateful. I'm forever grateful for that. But I just know outside of that, I still have to do my best to stay focused and on my mind, because it's literally all throughout the day, all throughout the week, thinking about what can I do better, but then fighting those feelings of doubt, fighting those feelings of, could it be me? And so we just, I'm just here to share. If that's you, and you're going through the same types of mental gymnastics that I experience as well, I want to just keep repeating, why not you? Why not you? And sometimes that's what we have to do for ourselves. We just have to keep saying, why not us? All of the dreams, goals, ambitions that we have, we can achieve it. We are taking the steps forward every single day to do what we need to do. And like I said, this is not just about, creators on YouTube. It applies to anything that's going on in your life. We take the steps forward. There is I just have to kind of you have to tell yourself, and I'm telling myself, I have to tell myself that there's no way that it can't work out. There's no way. As long as we're going forward, as long as we're doing what we need to do, you have to tell yourself that there's no other alternative except for you to be successful, except for me to be successful. So that's my main message. That's my main message today. I really want to mention that, because I know that there's so many things going on in many people's lives, in your life, that it gets discouraging sometimes. Sometimes it can be very discouraging. And sometimes it's not even about how long you've been doing something in order to be discouraged by it in some way. Sometimes it's just thinking about the future too much, overanalyzing, overthinking can cause you to become discouraged from a place where you're actually encouraged. And that is how it is for me on this YouTube journey, because I'm highly encouraged. I, am so happy that I have taken the steps to put myself in an environment of people that are doing similar things, that we can talk about all these things. But yet, when I think about the future, you know what I mean? It's like two things, multiple things are going on. My mind tends to go to all of the wonderful things that I can do. Like all these ideas start rolling around, and then it's like, okay, how do I strategize this? How do I do that? But then I also experience the opposite side of it, which is just like, is any of this going to work? How long is this going to take? All of the, pessimistic stuff. And so we just have to really, really, really remind ourselves to just say, it's okay. It's okay. And you're getting a chance to see that I'm learning in real time through my own visibility journey how to deal with those feelings, how to keep going, how to still be excited. I was excited to make this video for you today and to come and chat with my friends. And but I also have to remind myself that it's all a part of the internal work, being more secure in myself, understanding that there's a lot of self-criticism that maybe I might do to myself that then exacerbate those feelings of doubt, those feelings of, could it be me? Is that just reserved for other people? Only those people get to enjoy this type of life of creating and being themselves out loud and making a living from being themselves. And I just say, we have to rebuke it. We have to flat out just rebuke those thoughts. We have to push them back. We have to squash them. We have to find a way to literally not pay attention to them and fully put your focus on what you're trying to do. And just knowing, put your focus on what you're trying to do, knowing that you will be successful. And we have to constantly do that. We have to do that. I don't think it's something that ever really goes away, especially when jumping into new endeavors. So I think that it's just something that we have to just keep practicing doing, keep practicing standing up for yourself. It really comes down to that when you think about it. You have to stand up for yourself every day, multiple times a day, every hour, sometimes every minute, until it's like clockwork for you. Until it's like clockwork and you say to yourself, yeah, it gets a little bit easier. The doubt comes in, you're able to push it out faster. And that's what I'm literally working on it in real time, because I cannot sit here and say, oh my goodness, I don't have those thoughts. I'm telling you, I have those thoughts. I go through that. I go through that with many, many things. I mean, I've gone through it with many, many other things in my life. And that's another thing that we can do, is find the evidence. Find the evidence of other instances in your life where you know that it was difficult, it was challenging, whatever your endeavor was, or maybe it wasn't that difficult, but you were new to it. You were new to the endeavor, and maybe you weren't even sure how things were going to work out, but it worked out anyway, right? And so I think that the more that we remind ourselves, like, you got this. You've been through tough things before. You've been through challenges before. You've done a lot of hard work in your life that has given you the skills and prepared you for any new endeavor that you may encounter. Any new endeavor. I know I have. And even though I still have those, I still battle those doubts, right? I still battle those doubts. But nevertheless, we have to just remember to really, really let ourselves know, why not you? Why not you? Why not you? And if there are all these other people that can do it, all of them started from a certain starting point, the beginning, and all of them had their process that they had to go through, and we're going through our process. Those of you that feel what I'm saying, and no matter what your endeavor is, we are going through the process. We're doing what we have to do. It's going to be okay. And whatever we have to do to stay the course, and keep reminding yourself, why not you? Why not you? And so I'm going to ask the question, are you dealing with something currently in your life where you're questioning your abilities? You're questioning your ability to succeed at that thing. And if you are, tell me in the comments. Let's work through it together. Sometimes you just need some feedback. You need just a word in your spirit to kind of wake you up to the truth, which is, you're doing your thing. It's going to be fine. But sometimes we need that. Sometimes we just truly just need that. And I know that I want to build the kind of community that will do that for one another. So what are you going through today that you may need to remind yourself to not count yourself out? Let me know in the comments. Great chatting with you as always. I don't want to take too long to make sure that we get to have our conversations. So like and subscribe so that we can make new friends every day to have more great conversations. And I appreciate you. I thank you so much. And I will definitely see you on the next video.